I don't think I was ever taught to define love. My parents were very strong, but even then, growing up, they obviously, immigrant family, they worked very hard, they hardly ever saw each other. Appa would do 24-hour shifts and then Amma would go off and do her shifts. It was, it was only as we grew older and they kind of grew older in themselves as well, that their relationship, I think you could see how much they loved each other and how much they cared for each other and how much it was a partnership. I think for me, because I was a bit rebellious, I got fucked over quite early on, I think. One, when I ran away from home to someone who ended up physically and emotionally abusing me. And then obviously I came back home. I was only 18. Then, as the oldest of 3 girls, I was a disgrace to the family.
But why did you run away? It was to run away from something, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was running to attention and running away from the negative attention I was getting at home, I guess. They had found out that I had a boyfriend. Usual story, Amma was and I was just, I couldn't cope. And it was no fault on Amma's part, it was just, she was obviously like, you're 17 years old, what are you doing with a boyfriend? You're meant to be revising for your A-levels. As a mum now, like, you can see it, right? But at the time, I was like, I was just like, God, mum. So I ran away, because in that instant, that was kind of like the thing to do. And then even when I ran away, I kind of realised pretty early on, no, I should not be with this guy. But I was too scared to come back home, because unfortunately, I wasn't raised in that thing of, you can come back whenever.
Yeah.
Again, that's not their fault. I think they just have that mentality of status and what will other people think. And so even when I came home, and while Appa was glad that I was home, he was also really angry with me that I'd done it in the first place. So when they introduced me to my ex, I knew I shouldn't get married to him. I knew that we had nothing in common. He was from Sri Lanka, he was like 7.5 years older than me. I was redoing my A-levels at this point. I was going to go to uni.
Really young.
I was young,
Really?
but I got married. Obviously I was married to him for such a long time. I'm going through quite a shite divorce with him. To this day, if someone says his name, the first thing I will think of is what my aunt said to me. He's a good guy, he will look after you.
Somebody promised that he will look after you.
Yeah. I think for me, it wasn't really about love at all. I think when I realised what love was when I had my child. Because that was when I turned round and the idea of unconditional love came along.
Yes.
It was that whole thing of, I will love you regardless of what you do, regardless of who you fall in love with, regardless of who you bring home, regardless of what grades you get or what kind of dumb moves you make. And trust me, they're kids, obviously, they're going to make dumb moves because they need to know you've got their back. That for me was like the first time when I thought, this is actually what love is.